Hi everyone, starting today's class lying down on your back, hugging your knees into your chest. Just starting to warm up and stretch into your lower back. And from there, dropping your feet down to the sides of your mat. And we're going to roll the knees from left to right. Start to focus into your breath, and as you breathe out, dropping the knees to one side. As you breathe in, rolling them back up to center. So keep going in your own time. And at the same time, pressing down with the shoulders, the upper arms, and fully sinking into your upper back and the back of your head. Then stepping your feet in and stretching your legs straight on the floor. Flex ankles. Bring your left knee into your chest and hold onto your knee or your shin or the back of your thigh. Now the left foot can relax, but the right foot is flexed with toes pointing straight up to the roof. And keep trying to flatten the back of the right thigh and knee to the ground. Sinking your shoulders down into the floor as well. Soften into your throat. And stretching your left leg on the ground. We change. Bring your right shin up, holding onto your leg with your hands, but gently pressing your shoulders down, your upper arms down towards the mat. Focus into your left leg and press your heel further away from you as you pull the toes back towards your left knee. Left knee points straight up to the ceiling. Keep trying to flatten the back of the leg down. Then hugging your knees into your chest again. And dropping feet to the floor just in front of your hips. We're bringing right ankle onto the left thigh. And then lift your left foot off the ground and hold onto your left leg with your hands. Now try not to lift your lower back and your bum off the ground. Sink them down. And make sure you're not tipping to your left or your right side of your lower back. Shoulders sink and the chest relaxes. The breath is nice and gentle and smooth. Softening your throat. Softening all the muscles in your face, sides and back of the neck. And taking your left foot to the ground, then your right foot, change left ankle to right thigh. Right foot lifts off the ground and you hold onto that right leg with your hands. If you particularly tighten your hip flexors, then your bum will start to lift off the ground. So sink your bum so that the back muscles can relax and also your hip flexors can release. Now holding onto the leg is going to lift the shoulders, so drop those shoulders down. Keep noticing your breath moving in and out through your nose. And taking your right foot down to the ground, then the left foot. And now stretching both legs straight on the floor next to each other. You're going to be alternating knee to chest, forehead to knee. We're going to start with the left leg. So flex your right ankle, bring the left knee to your chest. On an exhale, take forehead to knee. As you breathe in, drop your head and your leg back to the ground. And then we're alternating side to side. So an exhale to crunch the forehead to the leg, leg to forehead. Inhale to lower your legs straight on the ground and head down. Now keep going. We're alternating side to side. Squeezing the belly tight each time you lift on your out-breath. If this feels uncomfortable on your neck, you don't have to lift the head. You can just alternate the knees with the breath and squeeze the belly tight each time you breathe out. So make sure that neck feels okay as you do this. Don't tighten in the jaw. Keep your mouth relaxed. It's the legs and the belly and the arms that are strong here. And then just taking a moment or two to rest. Relax your arms, relax your legs. And now bending the knees. And we're going to stretch your legs straight up over your pelvis. Knees together, feet together. Knees can be a little bit bent if you need them to be. And we're going to alternate legs lowering one at a time. So as you breathe out, one leg goes down. As you breathe in, up to center. Or you can breathe the other way around. You lower on an in-breath, lift on an exhale. Now press the lower back down into the floor. Don't let it arch up. And make sure that your shoulders keep pressing down away from your chest. Bum stays on the ground. At one time, one leg is always pointing up in the air. Don't scissor halfway down. So its leg goes down and then up. Then the other one goes down and up. Don't go too close to the ground. That's not good for your back. Keep that lower back on the mat. Again, don't crunch the teeth or clench the jaw, but do squeeze the belly tight. And next time you lift your legs up, we'll stop, bend the knees. You can hug them if you need to, or just drop the feet down to the floor. And then making your way up, and we're going to go straight over onto hands and knees, all fours. Arms straight down under the shoulders and into your spinal rolls. Out breath to curl the chest back and round your spine. In breath to sink your chest and look forwards. Each time you round your back up, squeeze your chin to your throat and press the palms firmly down into the mat to help you get a little bit more height in the spine. Shins push down into the mat, heavy in the tops of the feet and the toes. Now coming back to your flat spine, let's walk the arms forward, baby down dog. If you need to, you drop your elbows or forearms down to the floor. Just letting the head hang. And coming back to watching the breath move in and out through your nose. We soften into the breath. Each exhale, relaxing the chest. Each exhale, sinking the feet down deeper. And walking back up onto your hands. Now you're going to squeeze your belly tight and we're lifting the left leg out to the side and up. So up and down. When the leg comes down, try not to drop your knee to the floor. So it's a right ankle in the knee joint. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep the arms straight and the spine flat. And next time you lift your knee, we're going to hold it there. Don't let the elbows bend. Lock those elbows. Keep them straight and the arms strong. Lengthen through both sides of the neck. Try to have your knee and your foot on the same level as each other. Don't have your foot a lot higher than the knee. Keep checking those elbows as well. It just takes one moment of not being aware and they bend. Okay, lowering your leg down. Don't turn around. Keep facing the same direction. And we lift and lower the right leg out to the side. So don't lean the hips over to the side. Keep the hips and the shoulders centered and square to each other. Try not to drop your knee and shin to the floor each time the leg comes down. Arms are straight. We're super aware of what is going on in the arms and the shoulders, as well as the neck. So your spine and your neck are one long straight line, and your belly squeezing up the whole time. Heavy with the left foot. Now next time you lift your right thigh, hold it there, squeeze the inner thigh muscles, squeeze the bum muscles, and keep checking the elbows. Keep straightening your arms. and keep breathing. And slowly bringing your shin down to the floor. We're going to go up into a downwards facing dog and stretch those knees out. Check the alignment of your palms and your feet. And step the feet in to touch each other and give it an extra squeeze down into the heels. From there, dropping down onto your knees. Knees are touching, feet are touching. Roll your hips from left to right. Arms are straight under the shoulders or wider apart than your shoulders. In-breath lifts the hips, out-breath lowers them to the opposite side. Keeping the belly button hugging in, but keep breathing into your back ribs. Now let's hold it over to one side. Good. Coming up to center and rolling to the opposite side. Keeping both knees and both feet on the floor. Arms are still over your wrists. Try not to lean the shoulders to the left or the right. Notice your breath. Keep watching the flow of the breath move through you. And bringing hips to center, and we're going to sit back to heels. Take a few wrist rolls. Elbows can be bent or straight. Keep the fingers soft. And then roll the wrists in the opposite direction. We're going to make our way back onto hands and knees, taking the knees a little bit apart. And now you're going to stretch your left leg straight back behind you, parallel to the floor, and we pulse knee to chest, forehead to knee, just like when you're lying on your back. Exhale to round the spine, inhale to extend. Exhale to round up, inhale to stretch that leg back. Now careful as your leg extends, don't lift the hip. Keep your left hip square with your right hip, so that left leg doesn't go higher than parallel to the mat. And next time you bring knee to forward, we hold it there and really crunch in your belly. Keep breathing. Each time you breathe out, squeeze your tummy up a little bit higher. Bring your thigh in a little bit closer. Then taking your left shin down, and we take that to the other side on an in-breath. Right leg extends back behind you. Exhale to round up, crunching thigh to chest, forehead to knee. Elbows and arms are still straight, so the shoulders are nice and stable as you move. Each time your leg goes back, try not to lift the leg or the hip too high. Each time you exhale, crunch those tummy muscles nice and tight. Next time you bring knee to forehead, hold it there, squeezing in. Push down firmly into your hands. And lowering knee to the ground. Now if you need to again, you can sit back to heels and shake out or roll out those wrists or hands. So we're going to be balancing on the hands for a little bit longer. Back onto hands and knees. Stretch your left leg back behind you. Lift the leg parallel to the floor and don't twist the hip out or the knee and foot out to the side. Keep the knee and toes pointing straight down. Then we'll reach the right arm forward alongside your head. We'll look straight down to the mat on the inside of that left palm. Really stretch into your fingertips. At the same time, stretching long back into your heel behind you. And each time you breathe out, pull up with your tummy so that we're supporting the lower back here. And taking hand and knee to the floor. Straight over to the other side. Stretch the right leg back, but don't tilt your pelvis to the side. Right knee and toes point straight to the ground as your left arm reaches forwards on the other side. Look at the ground. Don't look forwards. Keep the back of your neck and the sides of the neck nice and long. The breath always keeps rolling, never holding the breath. Bringing hand and knee down to the floor. Back up into your downwards facing dog. Give it a good stretch out through the backs of the legs. Or if you want to walk it out, you pedal your knees from side to side, pedal the heels up and down. And we're walking forwards to the top of the mat, feet hip distance apart, and hang down over your thighs. And once more, we'll take some wrist rolls. If you want to, you can pedal those knees. Hang your head. Let the head sink nice and heavy towards the floor. Maybe holding on to the forearms or just letting the arms hang now. Completely relaxed in your throat, sides and back of the neck. If you're holding elbows, cross them over the opposite way now. Keep hanging down, sinking deeper with each exhale. And release your arms, and on an inhale, float up to standing, staying standing as you exhale, hands to center, leaning towards your spine. On an in-breath, reaching your arms back up over your head, and on an exhale, fold over your thighs. As you fold, tip into the fronts of the feet and your head. On your inhale, half lift, taking yourself back to your downwards facing dog. Now keep those palms flat on the ground as you come forwards to plank and lower down. Palms stay flat on the ground as you lift your chest and make your way back into your down dog in your own time. So that whole little transition, you've got to be super aware of the palms of the hands. There's always a part of the hand or the fingers that want to lift. So notice where that is for you when you do that little plank transition. From your down dog, we'll take feet forwards to the top of the mat again. As you exhale, sink down deep over the legs. On an in-breath, coming all the way up. As you exhale, arms come down, stay standing. Straight back up with arms on your next in-breath. Exhale and forward fold, squeezing the belly tight in that forward bend. Half lift as you inhale, making your way back into your downwards facing dog again. On an in-breath, flow forwards to your plank, lowering as you exhale. Point the toes back as your chest curls up on your in-breath. And then making your way back to down dog again. So feet are parallel, palms are flat on the ground, fingers are flat on the floor, and the inner elbows face each other in a downwards facing dog. Ears are on the level of your upper arms, not below or above them. And then lengthen your neck, lengthen the top of the head forwards towards your thumbs. Traveling feet forwards to hands again. On the out-breath, you bow down deep over thighs. On the inhale, floating yourself all the way up to standing. Exhaling the arms down. And again, breathe your arms straight up. Exhale to forward fold. Half lift and lengthen, taking it back into your downwards dog. In breath, coming forwards into plank. Exhale and travel down. Inhale and lift your heart. Pull your shoulders and upper arms back to your spine as you back bend. And make your way back to hold your down dog once more. So just feel your body here as a whole unit. Make sure you're not leaning more into your hands or more into your legs. Careful not to try and push your bum back too far to get the weight out of the arms. Keep weight in your arms in down dog. And traveling forwards to the top of the mat again. And you're going to stay in your forward fold, reach back behind you, find your hands behind your back, and just let your head hang. So you roll your head gently side to side or just droop it down. Keep moving your weight forwards into the top of the head and into your toes. Don't lean back towards the backs of the thighs and the calves. And the arms keep lengthening away from your shoulder joints, trying to make your arm bones longer if you could. Let's come all the way up to standing. You're going to bend into your knees and keeping the arms back behind you. So coming into an almost chair pose, but arms and shoulders are back. Now keep those knees bent and sweep your arms up into a full chair pose. If you can, you take the hips a little bit lower. You're looking forwards or up. Don't look down at the floor or at your knees. Squeeze the belly tight. On an out breath, forward bend. Now we're going to go back into a lunge, stepping your right leg back behind you and then lifting your arms up alongside your head. So warrior one arms. Check the alignment of the legs, front knee and shin bones straight up over your left heel. Locking the right knee straight behind you. And then sweeping hands down, squeeze your tummy tight, then step forwards and take your left leg back for the lunge on the other side. So step back far enough that your right knee is over your right heel. Then coming up, arms reach up alongside your ears. Stretch the left knee straight to get the proper stretch and release over the front of the left thigh and hip. Keep noticing that you are breathing right now. And on an out breath, taking hands to the floor. We're stepping straight into plank and lowering down as you exhale, flat down onto the mat. Now keep your chin on the floor. Reach your arms back behind you and interlace your fingers behind your back. Push your toes hard into the mat and lift your chest up. And your neck is at a diagonal angle. Don't look straight forward. So looking just in front of your nose at the floor. Squeeze the shin bones down as you try to lift your chest away. And then sinking all the way down into the ground. And just rest your arms either by your sides or forward on your hands or forearms. Heels can drop outwards. Don't turn them in. And then making your way back into downwards facing dog. From down dog, taking your feet forwards to your hands. Now we're going to stay here. Just take your hands out about a foot's distance or slightly further forwards in front of your toes. And if you need to, you bend your knees here so that you can touch the ground with fingertips. We're going to go into warrior 3 leg, lifting your right leg up behind you. And as that leg goes up, try not to take it higher than parallel to the floor. So sink the right hip down and twist your inner right thigh up. Check that the right toes and knee point straight down to the floor. They're not twisting out towards the right. That will make the hip lift too high. Spine is nice and long and flat. And each time you breathe out, squeezing your belly tighter, Each time you breathe in, lengthening your chest forwards away from your leg. Keep flexing your ankle. Don't let the foot turn out. On an exhale, lower your foot to the ground. If you need to, you pedal your knees or adjust your hands. And then when you're ready, lifting your left leg straight up. So it's not a lift in the hip. The pelvis is nice and square to the floor. Left hip sinks down, even though the leg is going up. So you have to find that balance between the pelvis on the left side sinking, but the leg lifting. Check your left toes and knee point straight down to the floor. And keep flattening into your spine. So you work your rib cage forward. The front ribs and your chest move forwards in the direction of your face as you press back into that lifted heel. Keep breathing. And then slowly with control, lowering your foot back to the ground. And on an inhale, we float and rise all the way up. Arms over your head. Exhaling, hands down to heart. Now we're staying standing for balance. Balancing on your left foot. We're going to bring the right knee up to your chest, like you did when you were lying on your back. Lift your right thigh and your knee as high as you can. Squeeze them in towards your chest. So the elbows are going to bend here, but keep your shoulders moving back away from your chest. Squeezing the belly tight. Now your standing leg, the knee can be bent or straight. Feel what is right for you today. Keep your posture tall and straight. Don't forward bend or tip forwards. Slowly lowering right foot to the ground and changing over to the other side. Lift that left knee up really high. Pull it up with your hands, but keep your shoulders pulling to your spine. The more you pull on your arms and the more you use your arm strength to lift that leg up, the more the shoulders will want to go forward. So keep drawing them back and opening your chest wide. Standing leg can be bent or straight. Keep squeezing your belly back. Keep breathing. And then lower left foot down to the ground. On an in-breath, arms reach up over your head. On your out-breath, forward fold, tipping towards the fronts of the feet. And then stepping right leg back into a lunge. Now you're going to lift your arms up. Align your left heel directly under your left knee, and then we sweep. So as you exhale, you lean forward, arms go back. As you breathe in, arms come back up to warrior one. Keep your right knee straight so that back leg is super strong to support the pelvis here. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale up. Out breath, you lean forwards, arms sweep back, shoulders squeeze to spine as the arms sweep back. Okay, let's hold it there. Try not to lean your chest or your tummy onto your left thigh. You're lifting up so those pelvic floor muscles, your torso muscles are hugging in to hold you up. And you can reach your arms forward alongside your ears if you want to. You don't have to do that. But either way, the shoulders hug towards your back. Squeezing leg muscles tight to the leg bones. So you are super strong and stable and balanced right now. And taking hands to the floor, step forwards and take your lunge back with your left leg. Check the alignment of right knee over the right heel. Then sweeping arms up to warrior one. You balance yourself, and when you're balanced, then we sweep. Exhale, you lean forward. Inhale, lift the arms up. Move in your own time with your own breath. And make sure you don't lie down onto that right thigh. So just leaning at a diagonal angle. Don't go lower than that. Don't let your back knee bend. Keep the knee locked straight. And keep breathing. And next time you lean at a diagonal angle, hold it there. Hug your shoulders back towards your upper back. Stretch into the fingertips. Squeeze the belly tight each time you breathe out, and either keeping the arms back alongside your sides or reaching your arms forward alongside your ears. Hugging every muscle in tight to keep you strong. Taking hands to the floor, and we're going to step up to the top of the mat and sink yourself down into your forward bend. We're just hanging down, fully relaxed in the upper body. Feel the breath flow. You're welcome to hold on to your legs if you want to, or just let them hang, or hold on to the forearms. Keep lengthening the top of your head towards the floor. Don't look at the ground. Top of the head sinks down, nose points towards your legs. And then on an in-breath, let's rise all the way up to standing. Staying standing as you exhale, arms come down. Now we're going to do that balance again, bringing knee to chest. Let's bring the right knee up first. You're holding your shin. Squeeze it in tight. That's level 1. Next level is to stay there with hands on your hips, shoulders to your spine. Squeeze the belly tight. Squeeze the hip flexor muscles in that right inner groin. Keep your spine tall and straight. And if you want to go to level 3, you reach your arms up alongside your ears. Don't let that right leg drop. Keep trying to lift your thigh into your chest, your knee in towards your right shoulder. Don't hold the breath. And then releasing arms and your foot down to the floor. Let's take it off to the other side. Left knee comes up and squeeze it up nice and high. That's level 1. You can stay there with hands on the shin or take hands to hips. Back is up tall and straight. Don't forward bend or tip forwards with your chest. And either staying with hands on hips or hands on your shin or reaching your arms up alongside your ears. If those arms are going up, don't let your thigh or your knee drop. Keep trying to lift your knee as high as you can. And keep breathing. Don't hold breath. And taking your foot down to the mat. And now we're going to turn sideways on the mat and step legs out into a wide V shape. Turn your feet parallel to start, hands on hips. And keep the right foot like that. Turn your left toes to the back edge of your mat. And reaching your arms parallel to the floor, and we bend into the left knee, coming into a warrior 2 pose. Let's turn the palms and the inner elbows up to roll the shoulders back. Keep the inner elbows up and turn your palms to face the floor again. Check your left knee and your left calf and shin are not leaning in the direction of your chest. Press them in the direction of your back. In fact, lean your whole body towards your spine and the back of the right leg. And let's come all the way up. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right toes to the other side of your mat. Just look at the feet, make sure they're aligned. Then reach the arms wide as you breathe in. On an exhale, right knee bends. We turn the palms and the inner elbows up. Keep the inner elbows facing up as you turn your palms down again. And make sure that you're not leaning towards your right waist or hip. We want the weight to be back into the left leg. Your spine and the 2 sides of the body are straight up, perpendicular to the floor. Don't lean towards the right thigh. Each time you breathe in, open your right knee wider. And stretching legs straight and turning feet parallel again. Now you keep your legs wide. Don't turn directions like I'm doing. I'm just doing this so that you can see better. Now we're going to fold forwards. Drop your hands straight to the floor under your shoulders or fingertips to the ground. Don't take your hands back under your tummy. Arms are straight under the shoulders. And now we're going to bend the knees. This is important. Do not keep your knees straight. Bend your knees and push them out wide. We're trying to get the spine parallel to the floor. From there, hands onto hips, and we're going to hold it here. We're lengthening your spine, pressing your bum back, and stretching the top of the head forwards. Don't let those knees lean in. Keep the knees pressing out. Keep lifting arches of feet. And if you want to go a little bit further, you reach your arms out to the side like the wings of an airplane. Still trying to keep the chest parallel to the floor. Still pressing the knees out. And keep breathing. Doesn't have to be deep breaths. Just keep that breath flowing. Relax into your jaw and your mouth. Squeeze the belly tight. And then taking hands down to the ground and deep forward fold all the way down. So hands can be on the floor, or you can hold onto legs, or just hang the arms. Relax your neck. Soften your forehead. Soften your eyes. Relaxing cheeks and mouth. Keep sinking the head. And then coming all the way up to standing. And we're going to turn those left toes open again. We're going into that warrior 2 once more. So bending into the left knee. Widen that knee out to the left. Arms parallel to the floor. Squeeze your leg muscles tight. And now we're going to reverse. Right hand to the right leg or hip. Reaching your left arm over your head. If you can, try and lock that lifted arm. Stretch the elbow straight. And keep sinking your left hip down. Keep breathing. Legs are super strong. Good. Coming all the way up. Left leg straightens and we're going straight over into triangle. So resting left hand on your shin or your ankle, or left hand on the floor. Right hand can be on your right hip or stretching your arms straight up to the roof. And you can either look down to the mat or in the direction of your chest or up towards your right thumb. But whatever you're doing with your head, make sure that you're lengthening through both sides of your neck and trying to stretch both legs straight if you can. If it's difficult to get the left leg straight, bring your hand up higher on your left leg. Pulling the inner ankles and arches of the feet all the way up. Keep those legs strong and inhale up to center. And return the left toes in and turn your right toes to the other side of the mat. Look at the feet, make sure that they're aligned. Then we're bending into that warrior 2 on the other side. Right knee directly over your right heel. Lengthen from the inner right groin all the way down the inner thigh to the knee and keep pressing your knee open to the right. And we reverse the pose. Either left hand to the left leg or left hand onto your left hip. Right arm over your ear. If you can, right elbow stretches straight. Sinking that right hip down nice and low. Keep lifting the arches of the feet up off the mat. And now when you come up, right leg straightens. And on an exhale, fold over to your triangle on the other side. If you need to, it's left hand on the left hip. Otherwise, if you're comfortable, left arm straight up. Either looking down or forwards or up to your left thumb. Careful not to drop your right ear down towards your right shoulder. Keep the sides of the neck both long. Lengthening into the right knee as much as you can. and leaning towards your back, leaning towards the back of the left thigh as well as your spine. Good. Come all the way up. Turn your right toes in, and then heel toe or step or hop your feet back to center, making your way back up to the top of the mat. Bringing hands to heart. On an in-breath, reach up. As you breathe out, forward bend. So we're staying like we did earlier. We're to balance on the fingertips, leaning into the hands, not leaning into your bum. So tip forwards, arms directly under shoulders, and lift your left leg straight up behind you into Warrior 3. Don't go too high. And now you can reach that right arm forwards alongside your head, just like you did right at the beginning of the class when you were on your shins. So the left leg, we want it parallel to the floor, toes on the foot and knee point to the ground, not out to the left. If you can, try and get your right upper arm on the level of your ear. Bringing right hand down, then the left foot down. Pedal the knees, adjust your hands or your feet, and we take it to the other side. Squeeze the belly tight and lift the right leg up. When you've balanced, left arm reaches forwards, looking straight to the ground underneath your face. We're feeling for a complete sense of balance here through the whole body. Keep the breath flowing, feeding oxygen into your muscles so they can work hard to keep you strong. Don't let that lifted foot twist out to the side. And then hand down and foot down. And we just hang into the forward fold for a couple of breaths. This is a nice long forward hold, so you can really enjoy your rest. It's super heavy in that upper body. Super heavy in the legs and the feet as well. Relax your face again. And now dropping your hands down to the mat. And we're going to step the right leg back into a lunge, sweeping your arms up to Warrior 1 and stabilizing your legs. Now we're sweeping again. On an exhale, lean forwards. As you breathe in, take your arms back up again, just like you did earlier. Squeeze the leg muscles tight. Stabilize your legs. Try not to let them wobble around too much. Moving with your breath. Sweeping up and down. And now next time you lean at a diagonal, we're going to hold it there. You can either keep your arms back or reach your arms forward alongside your ears again, or even out to the side, parallel to the floor. Now this time we're going to shift forwards for a Warrior 3, stepping onto your left foot, and you can drop your fingertips to the ground to balance yourself, or you can reach arms out to the side or arms back alongside your body, or even resting your hands on your lower back. But take those shoulders all the way up away from the floor, don't drop them down, squeezing the shoulder blades into the spine to help the shoulders lift. Now we're going to come all the way through to standing, knee to chest. Try not to touch the floor as you do that. Pulling the shoulders back again and lifting your knee up nice and high. Either stay holding the leg or take hands to hips, or again you can reach your arms up alongside your ears. But squeeze the belly tight, squeeze the inner thigh muscles and the hip flexors on that right leg. Keep the breath flowing. Now carefully with control, lowering your foot to the ground. On an in-breath, reach your arms up overhead. On your exhale, forward fold. Stretch the chest forward and step your left leg back into your lunge on the other side. When you're ready, coming up, Warrior 1 arms. Get yourself nice and aligned in your legs and stable. And then moving with the breath. As you breathe out, lean forwards, arms sweep back. As you breathe in, arms go up. Try not to lean onto your right leg. You're hovering just slightly above it so that you don't disengage in your torso muscles. Just keep sweeping with the breath, squeezing those leg muscles tight. Stay nice and strong in your legs. And now next time you lean forwards, we'll hold that angle in the body. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. If you're feeling strong, reach your arms alongside your ears. Try and keep the upper arms on the level of the ears, not on the level of your nose or chin. Now it's shifting forwards to that warrior 3. If you need to, you take fingers to the ground or keeping the arms lifted. But feel those shoulders and make sure that they're lifting up. Shoulder blades are squeezing together towards your middle spine. And then with control coming all the way through, try not to touch the floor with your foot as you bring your knee into your chest. Lift your chest up nice and high. Pull the upper arms back towards your back. Either stay holding your leg or bring hands to hips or reaching your arms up alongside your ears. Each time you breathe out, squeeze your pelvic floor muscles up. Squeeze your belly flat in towards your body. But make sure that you keep breathing. And with control, lowering your foot down to the ground again. On an in-breath, reach your arms all the way over your head. On your exhale, forward fold. Half lift and lengthen the chest forwards. And then take yourself back into your downwards facing dog. Just holding your down dog for a few breaths. Place palms and fingers flat on the mat. Squeeze the arm muscles tight. Check the alignment of the inner elbows, always facing each other in downwards facing dog. And relaxing your neck, relaxing your face. And this is a nice long hold. We're doing a whole minute here in downwards facing dog. A down dog is an easy inversion. So you get all the benefits of having your head below your heart, just like in a headstand, but without the damage on your neck. Just keep holding that pose. And now on an in-breath, come forwards into plank. Lower yourself flat down onto the mat. Resting forward down on your hands or your forearms. Soften into your breathing. Fully melting down into your front body now. And reaching back for your left foot with your left hand. We're coming to our half frog. Squeeze your heel in towards your left bum and check the alignment of your knees. So knees should be as wide as your hips or maybe slightly narrower. Definitely not wider apart than the pelvis. Each time you breathe out, soften into your upper back, soften into your chest. And we let go of that left foot and change sides, squeezing the right heel in. Again, once you've got your foot, just check in with the width of your knees. They may have slid apart as you change sides. Keep knees hip width, shoulder width apart. and fully relax into the front of your body again. Notice the breath as it rolls in and out through your nose, softening down deep with the exhales. And then letting go of that right foot. Okay, we're going to come up, toes together, knees wide, stretch your hips back towards your heels and reach your arms forward over your head. Sink your forehead down to the mat, give it a nice long stretch through your lower back and into your hips, the backs of the thighs and your glutes. Also reaching into the fingertips and the elbows. Each out breath, melt down deeper into your forehead. Now we're coming up and we're going to make our way down to seated. So swing your legs out in front of you and we're going to come into a boat pose. Now doing boat is very particular with the alignment, guys. So we want to have the knees bent. Don't do this with straight legs, and very, very important not to round your back. So when you lean back, you need to lift your chest up and you need to lift out of your lower back. So we're going to hold on to the backs of the knees, feet and knees touching each other, coming into that V shape with your body. Now lift out of your lower back, and if you want to, you can reach your arms parallel to the floor. Do not do this with straight legs. That's not good for your lower back. So particularly for women, we want to keep the back flat and straight and lift with the spine, lift with the chest. And then coming all the way down. Making your way down onto your back. We're going to do some crunches. So we're stretching the legs straight up over your hips. Now your knees can be bent or straight, and you can have your feet together or you can have your legs apart, but keep your feet nice and active. We're going to reach your arms alongside your thighs or hands alongside the thighs. Now when you lift your chest, it's not chest towards your legs, it's chest going up towards the roof directly above you. We go with a breath. On an exhale, you crunch up, you hold as you breathe in. On an exhale, you lower down. So as I said, as you lift, chest goes up, not towards the thighs. So try to look up rather than look at your legs. That helps you to lift up rather than towards the thighs. Keep that middle spine on the floor. Out breath, you lift, hold as you breathe in, lower on an out breath. Keep going in your own time. Keep the shoulders relaxed, keep the neck relaxed, and don't clench your teeth. Keep the mouth relaxed. Still going with the breath. We're doing 10 of these. Squeezing the lower back to the ground. And then hugging your knees into your chest. Okay, now we're not done with our strengthening. We're going to do some eagle crunches. So you drop your feet to the floor and cross your right thigh over your left thigh. If you want the thighs to touch, you can tuck your toes behind your calf or not, doesn't matter. Wrap your left arm underneath your right into your eagle arms, and we're going to crunch. Exhaling, knees to elbows, elbows to knees. On an exhale, lower down. So on an exhale, you lift, you hold as you breathe in. On an exhale, lower, hold as you breathe in. Keep going in your own time and count your crunches for yourself. So however many you do on this side, then you will repeat that to the other side. And each time you lift, try not to crunch your neck or your throat, but squeeze your belly tight and press your lower back firmly down into the floor. Now holding your next lift, squeeze in, but keep breathing, keep elbows to knees, don't hold your breath, and lower all the way down. You release your arms, twist your legs over the other way, left thigh over the right. You're wrapping right arm underneath the left, squeeze the forearms tight, and on an exhale, crunching elbows to knees, knees to elbows. Hold as you breathe in, lower as you breathe out. You're counting the same amount of lifts that you did on the other side. Just check that throat, the neck, your mouth. They don't need to crunch, but your belly does. So squeeze the belly hard and tight each time you lift. Just keep going. Next time you lift, holding the crunch. Don't hold the breath though. And then lower down. Untwist yourself. And we're going to take feet out to the sides of the mat, wider than hips, and roll knees and shins side to side. Follow the flow of your breath. On your exhale, rolling down. On the in-breath, rolling up. Relax those shoulders and arms into the mat. And relax your face. And now hugging your knees. And we're going to rock up to sitting for a few seated poses. Legs straight out in front of you. Bend the left knee up and step your left foot over your right thigh. Flex your right ankle and then twist chest to that left leg. Taking the left arm back behind you and lifting tall through the crown of your head. Gently rolling your shoulders back away from your chest. And if you want to reach your right arm to the outside of that left leg, make sure as the arm goes down, the shoulder goes down as well. Don't lift it up towards your ear. So shoulders are square, chest is square to the floor. And then each time you breathe in, lift your chest up away from your tummy, but keep pressing the left bum down into the mat to create that length through the left side body. Keep flexing your left ankle. Keep the toes pointing straight up to the roof. And untwisting yourself, keeping your back tall and straight as you take it to the other side. Right foot steps over the left thigh. Don't flop the left foot over to the side. Keep the toes straight up. Your heart lifts high, then swivel around to the other side and make sure that both sides of your bum are flat down on the mat, nice and heavy in the hips. Keep lifting tall through the top of the head. And if you're taking that left arm to the outside of your leg, again, keep the shoulders nice and square. Don't tilt into the right shoulder and hunch your left shoulder up to your ear. Keep lifting the heart. And keep lifting up through the back of the neck. Only turning your head all the way around if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, you turn your head forwards and keep the neck relaxed. Stay with the breath. And on an inhale, untwisting yourself. Right, stretch your legs out. Now we're going to come into Janu Shasana. Left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Flex the right ankle, keeping toes pointing straight to the sky and tipping forwards onto your hands and keeping your back flat. Don't round that spine just to try and get your head a little bit closer to your leg or your foot. As you go forwards, flatten the spine. The closer you are to your leg, the more the spine will start to round. So you've got to keep lengthening. Use your inhales to stretch your chest forwards towards that right ankle and lengthen through the sides of the neck as well. If you're all the way down, you lift your elbows as they bend, keeping the shoulders and the neck relaxed. Focusing on the breath, flowing in and out through the nose. calming the mind with that focus on your breath. And then coming all the way up, we change legs, left leg straight, right foot to the inside of the thigh. Don't flop that left foot out to the side. Keep toes and knees pointing straight up. Lengthen your chest forward, lengthen the spine, then tipping forwards to hands, not with a round back, flat back the whole time. And a good way to check that out sometimes is maybe to film yourself. Because sometimes it feels like we're aligned, and then when you actually see yourself in the absence of a mirror, we're quite surprised at what we actually see. So wherever you are here, keep flattening your back, keep lengthening the chest forwards with your breaths, and each time you breathe out, soften the shoulders, soften across the upper back, and relax the throat and the neck. Really nice, gentle breath. Now we're coming all the way up again. Both legs straight out in front of you. And from there, sliding both feet at the same time into Baddha Konasana. Now we're taking the twist, hooking your right fingers over your left ankle or shin, and take the left arm back behind you. Now if you're holding your hand closer to your left knee or higher up the shin bone, keep sinking that knee down. Don't pull the leg up with your hand. That will over-tighten your inner left groin. So help the leg to sink, and then keep growing up tall and lifting out of your pelvis. Keeping that lift as you twist forwards, hook the right hand back behind you, left fingers over the right ankle, and use your breath to lengthen up from the base of the spine all the way to the top of your head. Keeping the chest and the ribs soft. Keep breathing. As the heart lifts, you untwist yourself and then stretch your legs straight out in front of you. Keep your big toes touching, don't flop them apart, and let's take it into the forward bend. Just like your Janu Shasana, as you fold down, we want the back to be really flat and long. The closer you get to your thighs, the more the spine will start to round. So we're working against nature here. Nature wants you to come out of alignment. So it's quite a lot of hard work with the breath to open the front body, to lengthen the front body, even though you're folding down. Now, softening into the neck again. Softening into your forehead. Relax the eyes. Relax the cheeks and the mouth. Big toes are still together. And then coming all the way up. And we're going to make our way down onto backs for Shavasana. So starting to prepare yourself. I think we've got 4 minutes here. It's a 4 or 5 minute rest pose. So try not to skip your rest pose. Rest pose is really important. It's when you're in your Shavasana that your body really gets into the release aspect of the practice, but also the strengthening. So when you're lying still, your nervous system and your body has a chance to build and recover. And when it does that, it recovers stronger and more open. So now letting yourself fully sink down and fully let go. Noticing your breath. And allowing that breath to become really soft and gentle now. Allow your breath to become really smooth, really gentle, and really light. Soften your belly and fully melt down into your lower back. With each out breath, sinking a little bit deeper into the heaviness, the letting go that comes with the exhale. Completely releasing any last tension that you feel remaining in your body now. Now start to deepen the flow of your breaths. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. And keep making small movements as you wake yourself up now. When you're ready, take in a big, deep inhale. Stretch your body open or hug your knees into your chest. And from here, we're going to make our way up to sitting. Lengthening into your spine and bringing hands to heart for closing invocation. May our minds be open to the divine light that guides us. May our hearts be open to the divine love that surrounds us. May the angels keep us and bless us and bring us joy. Namaste.